Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Wolf, and I'm testing out new intros. Okay, but seriously, no, it is not time for new Palworld patch notes. But there is some info to cover about new Palworld content coming really soon. I also want to go over the most recent buzz from an interview Bloomberg had with Palworld CEO Taroko Mizobi, who may or may not have teased about bringing Palworld to more platforms, as well as a sneak peek from the DCM at a new feature the community has been begging for. But if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button for me. Come join the Wolf Pack. Special shout out to the 3,500 subscribers who've already joined. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate every last one of you. All of my socials can be found linked down below in the description, including a link to my Discord, where I am very active. So come stop by, chat. I'd love to see you there. Timestamps are also down below, so you can customize your watching experience. Now let's get into the video. First, let's watch the new trailer that was dropped super early this morning. So here we get our first look at a new pal, which will be our first raid boss, Bellanor, or Bellanor? Not sure how you say that one. From the looks of it, it will be a world-changing boss of some type with all those meteors coming down in the background. It's not very big, but it does look like it might pack a punch. Probably like dark and fire typing. Also looks like there's a new altar going to be added to the map, which we can offer Pal Souls as kind of like a summoning mechanic. Not sure on the release date for this yet. We could just get the coming soon tag, which Pocketpair is notorious for doing since the announcement of Palworld back in 2020. But, you know, overall, personally, I think that looks really cool. I'm a big fan of the design, and I'm pretty excited to see what other stuff Pocketpair is coming up with behind the scenes. Okay, moving on to the latest headlines coming from a very recent interview between Bloomberg and Pocketpair's CEO. Headline reads, Palworld creator explains secret sauce of indie game sensation. Which, let's be honest, it has been. Palworld is the sleeper that nobody saw coming. Bullet point states, Pocketpair is in talks to release Palworld on more platforms. It also says the studio will consider partnerships or takeover bids, but no IPO. Both of these bullet points, in my opinion, are super clickbaity. Now, we had this problem a few weeks ago with all the game is dead headlines. If you remember from my last video, I quoted the DMC, who basically said, you gotta read past the headlines if you want the actual info. And that reads true with this article. It goes on to say that no real details were given about what in talks means, and it's unclear if Palworld will be launched on platforms like Switch or PS5. Mizobi also says that he wants to remain independent and continue working as a small team. We will remain a small studio. I want to make multiple small games, and big budget AAA games are not for us, says Mizobi. He also is quoted saying that the tens of billions of yen in profit are too big for a studio of our size to handle. And the CEO says that they don't plan on spending that money on more staff or fancier offices.
But in the end, we decided to just give it all away.
Coming in, sir! I'm getting back in line!
One of the other interesting things that was talked about in the article was the decision to leave dead PAL bodies in the game. In Palworld, the bodies of defeated pals remain in the game, meaninglessly. Typically, when you kill monsters or enemies, they disappear or linger to be looted. Colleagues were against leaving useless bodies in the game, but I pushed it through because I thought players would find a way to play with it or talk about it. And boy did they. That has to be one of my favorite clips from this game. Okay, moving on to one of the most recent community announcements. Pocketpair is looking to bring in another round of beta testers. In their post, they said that they have some exciting new content lined up, but they are looking for players who can help test these things and provide feedback. So if you've always wanted to be a game tester, here's your chance. Just fill out the application and wait for a reply. I'm still waiting on mine. But that's beside the point. Now, I'm just speculating here, but with the roadmap that they showed off a few weeks ago, and the time frame of these tests, plus the teases from the new trailer, I'd like to assume that these are testing for those new raid bosses. And, well, maybe possibly some PvP, or maybe like the first stages of it, like maybe an arena-like mode for that multiplayer PAL battles that they talked about. Now, the last round of beta tests ran and ended about a month before release of Palworld, back in the end of November, early December. And I even remember that there was some speculation of a second round of tests that they did really early on in January. I'm not 100% sure on that last one, but I do remember talking about that at some point. And with all this info, I'm gonna guess early April release for a substantial Palworld update. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Personally, I would be stoked to see at least an arena type mode where you could go in and maybe matchmake or at least battle with maybe people in your same world. Kind of like a Pokemon Stadium type game mode. And it doesn't even have to be turn-based. It could just be like free, open, similar to like Pokemon Arceus or I don't know, something. Something along those lines would be really, really nice to see. Okay, last but not least, this was the teaser shown off in the official Discord along with that new trailer. This looks like some sort of base management system where you can not only assign pals to a job, but also maybe block them from others. Like, take a look at Pen King here at the top. Pen King, as we all know, is like the jack of all trades. He can water, gather, mine, chill, pick up items, and this last symbol, I think this one's new. Maybe like defense or attack or something. Like this chickpea, for example, it's assigned to the farm, but then blocked from gathering and what I assume is base defense or fighting. This is so that you can have like stronger pals defend from raids, and you don't have to have those lower level pals whacked during the camp raid. This is fantastic. It looks like it's controlled through the pal box, which is perfect. I don't know how many times myself or someone else has said how nice it would be to be able to manage the PAL jobs from one location. I'm really excited for this to make its way into the game. It is a huge quality of life update, and those are always good to have. I'm glad Pocketpair is listening to its community and making these types of changes. It just shows the amount of care that they have for their game and making this a priority. You'd be lucky if a AAA game made this type of change this quickly. Maybe months down the road, but still. Alright guys, that's all the news I have for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like. And again, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell next to it to stay up to date with all my latest content. I'm going to go and wait for my response back from Pocketpair on whether or not I got picked to test out some of that new content. If you did get picked, you probably have an NDA, so you can't tell me. But I just want to let you know, I am super jealous. But that's all for me for now. Wolf, out!